it's a battle for the Rockies. Tonight, it's a battle for the Rockies as Steve Redzikowski goes up against Kelly Lykin. What do they win? Nothing. Well, that's almost perfect timing. Here's Colorado in the house. Two of Colorado's best chefs are here to turn my kitchen into a combat zone. I will chop my hand off if I drink anything. Will Vail-based James Beard-nominated Kelly Lykin carry the win home?
I'd love some whiskey.
Or will it be Boulder's own Steve Redzikowski, Food and Wine Magazine's People's Best New Chef Southwest? When does it die? Oh, it hits your stomach. The judges to impress tonight? The beauty of Portland, Oregon's acclaimed restaurant Feast, Naomi Pomeroy.
It's got mad flavor.
And the brains behind Culver City's Waterloo City, Brendan Collins. The obligatory slash radishes are coming out, guys. Battle Colorado starts now.
I cut myself.
I'm Chef Elon Hall, and the Gorbals is my restaurant. For years, I've been hosting competitions between chefs, turning my kitchen into an after-hours war zone. Tonight, two chefs go head-to-head with 1 hour on the clock to turn secret ingredients into incredible dishes. The prize, bragging rights. Some great chefs tonight. Our first chef, coming all the way from Colorado, Steve Redzikowski.
I learned how to cook from a lot of great chefs. John George in New York City, he taught me discipline. Just put your head down, keep your mouth shut, and try to learn.
Steve's grandparents and my parents live blocks away from each other on Long Island. I can't believe we haven't met until tonight. Our next chef is from Vail, Colorado. She's been up for 3 James Beard Awards. Chef Kelly Lykin.
This competition's going to be tough. Steve and I have very similar styles. My motto has always been, there's no prize for second place. This is all about bragging rights.
Give it up for Kelly. Kelly and I met in Singapore during Top Chef. She almost won. Now, our ingredients for tonight. Ingredient number 1, beef heart. I really love just sort of the density and the thickness of a beef heart. It's going to be tough because the connective tissue to silver skin can be incredibly tough and rubbery. Beef heart, it's what's for dinner. Ingredient number 2, wild dandelion greens. Young dandelion greens. Bitter, a little bit spicy. I'd like to see a dandelion green forward dish. I'm scared that people just use it as a garnish. Maybe if it's a broth, if it's a soup, something that really just sort of embraces the fresh flavor of these greens. Final ingredient for tonight's fight. Santa Barbara spot prawns. They're living. Santa Barbara spot prawns. You don't really need to do much to make these beautiful guys taste delicious. Whoa. I mean, they're right out of the water. Chefs, you have 1 hour. You have to make at least 2 dishes, and you have to use all the ingredients. Everything else in the kitchen is in play. Let's start this fight!
Beef heart, I've worked with it maybe one time before. That one kind of threw me for a loop when I saw that.
Kelly, you know how many dishes you want to do?
I'm going to do 3.
Steve.
I'm going to try 3 as well. I was going to do 2 dishes. Kelly said 3, so I said, okay, I have to do 3.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fight!
Beef heart is broken up into muscle pieces. The tenderer ones are usually ones on the outside because they do the least amount of work. And then just nice and medium rare or raw.
You're doing a tartare beef heart?
Beef heart, tartare.
Oh, you're doing tartare?
Whoa!
Carpaccio, close enough. Tartare is chopped raw meat, and then carpaccio is sliced thin raw meat. We're going to slice this super thin. Slicing it thin wouldn't be too tough and it could be tender. We have to put some acid in it. I'm going to put this back and let it chill so it doesn't get too warm. I don't want to kill anybody. The key to the carpaccio is really cut it as thin as possible. All right, so let's let those chill for a little bit. Texture, temperature is very important when serving something like that. Now we're going to slice up some celery root. These we're going to make just a little salad for the top of the carpaccio. Cutting tops off of radishes right now, and we're going to slice them thin.
The obligatory slash radishes are coming out, guys.
Uh-oh. And here goes my fingers as well.
You want to be the first to put your finger on?
Really?
I'm working on my tartar. I'm just chopping it up as fine as I can get it. I mean, we don't want it to be too fine. Some chefs grind their tartar with a meat grinder. I don't prefer to do that because I think it just sort of ends up a little bit mushy. I'd rather have a little texture in there. Would you like to order one beer? Oh, I'd love some whiskey. Yeah, whiskey. I have mustard, eggs. I mix my beef tartar with some capers, lemon, and a little onion. I just want to keep my beef heart cold. So I put it in the walk-in because it's a raw preparation. I'm going to pickle some golden beets to go on my tartar. Steve, are you going to have some whiskey?
No. I will chop my hand off if I drink anything.
What are you doing with the heart? This dish is going to be raised beef heart. For my second dish, I need to use the pressure cooker in order to get it done in time. That was important to get that started right away. They can be pretty chewy if you don't cook it long. Who can find me some red wine? Red wine? I put in my onions and my garlic, some chilies, get all of that going. Add a little red wine and some beef stock. We're just basically building flavors here in this braise.
I think Kelly's taking a little bit of a chance with the pressure cooker. I'm wondering if it's going to get really irony, the flavor.
Okay, so I'm closing up my pressure cooker. And at that point, you just cross your fingers because you can't open the pressure cooker till it's done.
Are you nervous about the pressure cooker?
I'm definitely a little nervous about the pressure cooker. You know, it's one of those things, but can't open it till it's done.
Goes Colorado in the house.
No plates yet, but both chefs are doing raw preparations. Kelly seems to be cooking a bit more though. Steve cleaned up his beef heart, sliced it very thin, and now he's chilling it down.
Now we'll bring it out with a raw piece of meat. I wanted to make sure the beef carpaccio was served chilled because I get weird with textures and kind of a freak. So these are the dressed radishes we're putting over the top. This is that celery root that we did earlier. A little more oil, and we're gonna go. We got a plate coming out. So we have beef carpaccio with sliced radishes, celery root, olive oil, and sea salt.
Awesome. Thank you, chef.
I think Steve's done a great job there. Maybe a tiny bit more acid and a little bit less salt.
Nice. I mean, it's really fresh. I wish there would be a little bit less garnish on it. I got a lot of celery root. That's sort of like the most pervasive flavor.
I think that's really good.
Hey, he's got a plate now.
Hey, I didn't know we were being judged on how fast to put plates out. I thought it was about how yummy the food was.
Hey, give Kelly some love.
You know, my game plan was really to utilize that full 60 minutes and put all three of my dishes up at the end.
What are you doing?
Those are my sopas, which my raised part is going to go on top.
Kelly, that plunge is pretty hot.
The time is making me a little nervous, but I think I'll pull it off. I burned my sope, but I've got plenty of dough, so we could just make another one. 3 dishes is a lot in an hour, but you know, I want to really win this thing.
Steve, what are you working on?
So right now we're gonna make a little Thai coconut curry for those prawns.
What style of curry?
Kind of like a penyung. We're gonna do a little shrimp paste, which will go with those prawns. When it comes to seafood, I tend to lean towards Asian flavors. Seafood needs that bright acid. I'm actually balding, so I just consolidate to the middle. So we have coconut milk now going in here. We mix in a little bit of shrimp paste. Shrimp paste is shrimp shells that have been ground up and they're mixed with different chilies. In this case, they were Thai chilies.
What brand of shrimp paste do you have?
We actually make our own shrimp paste at Oak, and I just brought a little packet of it. So we're gonna add a little bit of yuzu because we want that acid.
Scrap prawns are one of those real amazing delicacies that we get here in Southern California. Their heads have quite a substantial amount of ammonia in them, so you can't really cook that too quickly. Otherwise, you get kind of a bleachy flavor in your stock. But when done correctly, they're one of the world's greatest ingredients.
I'm starting a little shrimp broth. This is going to be a Southeast Asian-inspired brothy soup. I was really looking for a balance of flavors. So I wanted it to be a little salty and a little sweet. And I wanted it to be a little tangy and a little spicy. I'm peeling ginger. The easiest way to peel ginger is just with the edge of a spoon. I started my broth with some aromatics, onions and garlic and ginger, anything that makes the room smell really delicious.
Yeah, it smells really good back here.
The easiest way to kill a prawn is just decapitate it. needed the heads for the broth, so, you know, you just sort of 1, 2, 3, go. Simmer those shrimp heads, and that's going to be the base of our broth.
What are you doing with those guys?
Slice them up thin, put them in the bottom of my bowl, and pour my soup over.
What are you doing with the heart?
I'm going to also put in the bottom of that soup bowl. It'll still be very rare, but the hot soup will kind of start to coat that beef heart.
Spot prawns are going to be served raw. Look at it, they're still moving. They're attacking me. We have to say goodnight. And we're saying goodnight again.
It's literally still moving. The wind of the die.
When it hits your stomach. I put it on my cutting board. I went to cut it, and it was still flopping around. Crowd was going crazy. And even as I was plating it, it was twitching. This is what you wait for. Like, you wait for a product like this. So this is the coconut curry sauce that we're putting on top of these prawns. Now we're putting a little bit of mint on top, a little bit of cilantro on top as well. These are the dandelion greens. So these will just accent that dish. All right, we're going. So these are the prawns served raw, and there's a coconut curry sauce and dandelion greens.
Nice, thank you, Chef.
13 minutes.
Yeah, I think we might need to go hands with this one.
I almost wish Stephen had just put them on the plancha just for a second. Still raw, but could release it from the shell.
Yeah.
You know? But it's really tasty.
It's really delicious.
I'd love to have a bowl of these, except for the dandelion.
But they're much more for garnish than they are to add flavor to the dish.
I'm plating my first dish, my tartare. Pickled beets, dandelion greens, and some fresh radishes. I'm just adding a little parsley. I'm ready now to start rolling on all 3 of these dishes. So when I cut myself, I thought for sure I was done at that point. I'm plating my first dish, my tartare. I'm just adding a little parsley. I'm ready now to start rolling on all 3 of these dishes. So when I cut myself, I was like, no. Of all things, I'm chopping parsley. Something we've been doing for 20 years. Cutting my finger kind of rattled me a little bit, but I'm okay. Oh my god, look at this station. I would fire someone for this.
We got another plane coming out. There she is.
So this is beef heart tartare with a salad of pickled golden beets, fresh radishes, and our dandelion green.
Wonderful, thank you.
Had an injury?
Yeah, a little one. I have 12 minutes, so I'm gonna keep going.
You really get the flavor of the beef heart. It's not covered up by anything.
Got that kind of pininess and that real meatiness of the beef heart. I think she's done it well. It's very, very tasty.
More, please. Right here we got Kelly's beef heart goodness. Give it a whirl. It took her like 50 minutes to get this plate out. You guys like it?
Those taters are really good.
Get more, get in there. Live, woman.
So here we just have a little bit of cream heating up with a little bit of polenta. So for the third dish, I made Parmesan polenta with hand-seared beef heart. So these hearts right now, we just season with salt and pepper and just a little bit of all-purpose flour. Now back to our polenta.
We got 10 minutes and 40 seconds left.
10-minute turn.
Steve got 2 plates out. Kelly got 1 plate out. She's working on her soup right now.
How you doing?
Not that good.
My heart is coming out of my face. I'm actually going to finish this now inside the oven. Just adding a little bit of Parmesan to this. Kelly, do you need this oven?
No, you're fine. We are ready to plate. This is our dandelion greens. We have some lotus root and some fresh cremini mushrooms. There's beef heart and shrimp in the bottom of that. Just adding a little cilantro. For my second dish, I did a Asian-style shrimp broth. In the bottom of the bowl, I just simply layered some very thinly sliced beef heart raw, as well as the spot prawns.
Kelly's bringing out her broth.
Okay, shrimp broth, some sliced spot prawns, as well as some thinly sliced beef heart, and the dandelion greens.
Awesome. You have another plate coming out?
I hope.
Hurry up, let's go. The heat of the broth cooked that heart so perfectly, and the prawn just cooked enough. That is good. 5 minutes left.
For my last dish, I'm making braised beef heart, served on a crispy sope. This is the sope. I'm gonna press them out into little boats and we'll fry them. I'm a little bit nervous about the time right now. 3 dishes is kind of a lot. I may have taken on too much. There's no reason not to use all the time, right?
3 minutes left. So now we're going to sear up these hearts. These will not be quite well done. These will be about medium cooked. We want to basically build some caramelization in them. We still want to have a little bit of flavor. Otherwise, it'll be almost tasting like overcooked liver. This mixture here is going to be for the seared beef heart. Ancho chili paste, a little red miso, black peppercorns, some olive oil, and a little rice wine vinegar to get the acid to it. I bring acids all around with me just to kind of pep stuff up. Not extracurricular activity acid, kitchen acid. Here's our plate. We did a couple light dishes. This one, we should put him in a coma. Now we're going to lay our seared heart over the top. This is the miso sauce with the cumin inside of it. Made it 45 seconds.
This isn't on. I don't know if the pilot light is broken. This isn't on.
Made it 30 seconds.
I don't know if the pilot light is broken. I definitely felt a little defeated when the fryer wasn't hot enough to get those sautés crispy. I was pretty bummed.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think I'm happy with my 2 dishes.
Parmesan polenta. Then there's ancho chili, miso, and cumin sauce. And then the heart is seared with little greens. Thank you, chef.
It's got mad flavor.
I actually think this is bland.
I think we needed more beef heart. It was more like a polenta dish garnished with beef heart. Look, I keep going back for more.
That was the fastest hour of my life. I was like, what the hell?
Steve put out 3 great dishes, and Kelly put out 2 great dishes. Are Kelly's 2 dishes good enough to beat out Steve's 3? Amazing food from these guys. I really want to talk to Kelly and Steve, so let's bring them out. Let's go. Really, really tasty. Really beautiful food.
No, I was really excited about the beef heart. I thought that's perfect for tartare, especially with the dandelion greens. I thought that was just this nice, refreshing starter.
I would like some bread with the tartare.
Yes.
I just wish that the tartare itself was thrown in the freezer for like 3 minutes.
Yes.
Tell us about your soup.
I wanted it to be nice and warm and aromatic.
The beef heart, just warming it through in that broth was the most tender way it was served. That's changed my mind on how to cook beef heart.
I would have really liked to get you my braised beef heart as well. Maybe in hindsight, I should have just concentrated all 60 minutes on just this, but...
Actually, when Kelly said she was going to do 3 dishes, I was only going to do 2. And I was like, oh, crap, I got to do 3.
Your first dish was the beef heart carpaccio. I loved it. I mean, it was one of my favorite dishes of the night.
Yes.
Your second dish.
And just really let the prawns speak for themselves. My biggest thing, I might have overdressed them.
I thought that it was balanced, and I don't think that they were overdressed. Our one drawback of this dish is that they were hard to get out of the shell. Perhaps if they would have kissed the grill, they would have popped out a little bit easier.
And then the final dish, seared hearts. Just wanted to kind of get a little texture on them.
I felt like the flour had started to turn gluey. You didn't get that texture.
But polenta was beautifully cooked, really sort of creamy and unctuous. I kept eating it, and I actually ended up being the person finishing it. So, why don't you guys get back in the kitchen, and we'll just talk amongst ourselves. Thank you so much. Everybody, round of applause.
The judges seem to have really enjoyed my food, but Steve put up 3 dishes. They loved them, so I was pretty convinced that he had it in the bag.
Now, Steve utilized everything very well in every dish except for the dandelion.
But that being said, Steve's 3 dishes were really kick-ass dishes, too.
It's a tough call, but I've made my decision. Chef, you made your decision?
I have.
Chef, you made your decision?
No, I think it's a quality game, not a quantity game. I made a decision.
Let's bring out our chefs. Kelly! Steve, let's go! Thank you, Chef. Really beautiful food from both you guys, but... somebody won, and somebody didn't. The winner of tonight's Night Bite is Kelly Lycan.
This is like the biggest surprise ever, but I pulled it out.
I lost tonight, but I did get this really nice cheese knife to take with me.
Everybody, round of applause for our chefs. Kelly won with her delicious soup. Kelly used every single ingredient, and each element made the other better. Kelly killed it tonight.
This is the best prize in culinary competition history.
Have a good night. Mwah.